fist fight. Well, the Longhorn girls are the best in the world. Keep me warm at night. When the tower lights burn orange and bright, that's all I wanna see. I'm living in a state of Texas. Texas lives in me. Like a mystery train or a magic trick or a map of the world on a guitar pick. Next thing I got to let it be. The eyes of Texas are smiling on me. The eyes of Texas are smiling on me.
The bus. Brian Harsin, the first off the bus. You know, Matt Brown says that Dwayne Aquina, Manny Diaz, they've been running and hiding under tables after watching the WVU offense come out and light up Baylor. I think Brian Harsin, he's put on the tight shirt since watching the WVU defense let up all those points to the Baylor Bears. And there is Matt Brown. So it looks like he's running away from the pack. What gives him that ability to be one of the better quarterbacks, if not the best, in college football?
Well, number one, guys, I think it's the coaching. I mean, Dana Holgorsen, we've seen what he has done at Texas Tech, Oklahoma State. I mean, he's very proven, and coaching makes a big difference. We talk about you can have a strong arm and you can have a good mental mindset, but when you have a coach working with you every day and training you, that makes a huge difference for a college football player. But for Geno Smith, I mean, is he good? Absolutely. I mean, let's look at last year's Heisman Trophy winner, Robert Griffin III. Through 4 games, RG3, 18 touchdowns, 1 interception. And we've talked about the numbers for Geno Smith through 4 games, 20 touchdowns, no picks. Now, is he great? We will find out. And he kind of reminds me of RG3, watching him on film. But this will be the best defense he's played. Texas has better personnel, better players than Baylor had or any other team that Geno Smith has faced. So today will be a huge test. He's fitted in those tight windows so far. I don't know. Those windows are going to get a little smaller against this Texas secondary. This will be a big test for him.
One thing, though, with the RG3 comparison, he can run if he has to.
Yeah.
Does a man like to run, though, like an RG3?
Well, he hasn't had to so far this season. He's been able just to sit in that pocket, survey the defense, look around, and get rid of it. But if things break down and Jackson, Jeffcoat, and Alex Okafor over pursue, and he sees green in front of him, he's a good enough athlete where he can take off and pick up 5 yards for the first down. Now he's going to want to get down and not take a big hit from the missile, Kenny Vaccaro, but he is a good enough athlete where he can make things happen with his feet. He's not just going to sit back there and take a sack.
Chris, we heard Vince Young tell the team, you come here with 2 goals in mind. Graduate, win a national championship.
I like it.
Vince Young has done one of those things, closing in on graduating here from UT as well. When you heard his thoughts and his words of wisdom to the team, what was your takeaway?
Well, I thought it was awesome. I mean, and you guys know Vince better than I do. I got to meet him for the first time last night when Anita and I had dinner at his steakhouse. And how gracious he was, going around to every table and greeting everybody. And, you know, my brothers Adam and Andrew were at that game in the Rose Bowl, and they're big SC fans.
Whoa.
They were cheering for SC, and they said after that game, they became Vince Young fans. So that effect he has, you could see. You mentioned the kids were in middle school. I mean, they're going to listen to every word. He said no matter what everyone else, people might be saying about him, he is a legend here, and how cool of him to come out and share with those guys in a very big week. That's all you can say. The game is on the line. First, another fade route. This is where I like to see the ball thrown. We call this the spot. It is halfway in the end zone, 3 yards from the sideline. Better spot, I think, than Geno Smith in throwing into the back of the end zone. It gives your receiver a little bit more real estate in case you throw it deep. But it gives Jackson Shipley a great shot to catch the ball. 4th and 6 play. You see the situation right there. And he can't even see DJ Grant, all of him yet. But he throws it with great anticipation. Look, he's got a lineman in front of him, a backer. He's got the referee there. A lot going on. He throws it to a nice spot where DJ can run through it. And then you see here at the end of the play, DJ goes out of bounds. Look right there at Charlie Craven. You're wondering, why is he taking a step up? He's 10 yards away from the play. But if we go back earlier in the game, J.W. Walls for Oklahoma State, he gets run out of bounds, and he runs into Charlie right there. Look at him take him out. So Charlie learned when the play's coming back, and he's got a lot of experience. He's been around since DKR. But he sees DJ Grant coming here. He says, I'm getting up.
Yeah.
I am not getting taken out again. He's a rehab specialist. He does not want to be doing rehab on himself. So Charlie Craven, a smart move to get up and get out of the way.
Those are some nice moves from Charlie.
He's quick. He's got some wheels to move around as well. You know Charlie.
Yeah, I know
Those
Doc
pretty
Craven.
good moves.
Yeah, I would hop on that bench like that quick, yeah.
When it's game day.
Here we're going to take a look at blitzing packages and how to answer that blitz from an offensive standpoint. Geno Smith, one of the best at hitting those hot routes or those hot blitzes that you always hear about. Now we're going to take a look at two different ways you can do it. You either give it away or you disguise it. And I think Manny Diaz has a game plan dialed up to try to disguise that blitz a little bit. Most of the time, when you have that hot blitz, you have the safety over the top, and they give it away. On the down call, the help starts going, set, hike, the blitz comes, and Geno Smith might not throw that hot if he sees a safety help is right there right away. He might go somewhere else. Manny Diaz wants him to throw that hot because the help is there. So how he might disguise that is delay that safety help by either Phillips or Vaccaro a little bit later, not as early. For example, on the down, set, hike call, then the blitz comes, the safety help is there, Geno throws that hot route, and then Phillips Vaccaro makes the tackle. That will help limit this West Virginia offense to hopefully a 5 or a 6 yard gain and not a big gain to the house. So I think Manny Diaz will try to mix it up and not give away those blitzes as early. Now, Ahmad, the question is, when those West Virginia skill players, those fast, shifty guys have the ball, how does Texas bring them down?
Well, the first thing is tackling is a science, as we all know, so you have to take into account the speed, the size, and the mobility of the guy that you're tackling. For a guy like Tavon Austin, it will be difficult because he's quick, he can move well laterally, and so you want to make sure you take that into account because that will determine how you approach the tackle, whether you come with speed or whether you come with power. The next part is your stance, and it's all about those hips and a position. You want those feet shoulder width apart where you have power and you have the access to where if Chris was running towards the camera, I can drive for power, or if he gets outside of me and happens to beat me, I can still tackle with range because I have a good and proper base. And the last part of those arms. We've seen a lot of guys try to tackle with those wings. That is incorrect. You want to make sure you drive those hands and the back of a ball carrier, grab onto something so you prevent those guys from getting yards after the catch and yards after contact. That's for sure.
So Texas, the defenders know they can use their arms in this game.
Well, I sure hope so.